Hey guys, welcome back to Hemlock Ridge. Glad you could make it. It is mid-February. Going to have a bit of a work day today. It's a great day for it. You know, low snow, high 20s. I love to get out here this time of year and do some work and some brush clearing because A, you don't sweat, B, there's no bugs, and C, there's no mud, and D, you can really see everything. There's not a lot of brush and leaves, so you can kind of see what you need to clear out. Haven't been back here in a few weeks, but man, there is a lot of deer tracks all over the place. Tons of deer have been coming through here. I've picked up a few on my game cams. And one of the things I want to do today is I've started this and I want to do some more. You know, I'm trying to clean out some of the understory and some of the brush. There's just some really kind of half dead scrubby trees around the pond here. And I want to clear this out a little bit, let the wood dry. I can burn up the brush in the spring or summer. And then it'll be a lot nicer in the summer when I'm back here to be able to just get a better view of this beautiful pond. So we're going to do that. Got some other trees that have come down and a bunch of other things. So good day for it. Not much else to do in the middle of February without a lot of snow. So this will be a good project for sure. I've got a lot of projects I want to get done this year. I'll give you a preview of a few of the things I want to get done. For those of you who remember, about 3-4 years ago, we got a massive dump of snow, about 3 feet of heavy wet snow, totally crushed my Shelter Logic shelter. I bent it back into shape and it was compromised at that point. A lot of the tubes had creases in them and stuff like that. This year, got another dump of 4 feet of snow and this thing is just shot. I've tried to bend it back, but it is an absolute mess. You know, I've got my vehicles in here, my tractor, and I'll just show you in here real quick. You can see this tubing here. Once it creases like that, you know, the metal just snaps, and I've got it propped up here. I mean, this is ready to come down. So this is going to be a project this summer. Is I've got to get something better that can withstand the snow and keep my vehicles out of the elements. So definitely gonna work on that. Might be having some Amish guys come in, some Amish neighbors help put up basically a pole shelter. So that'll be a pretty fun project as well too. Now the other thing I need to tackle here is this property has a spring that runs almost all year long. It feeds the pond, but the spring is the little creek is starting to get clogged up, and you can see back there. I got to take a chainsaw. Going to open this up so that the water is flowing better into the culvert, which goes under my little driveway here. You can see it's branching right there. It's not supposed to, and it's branching out here into my field and starting to flood the field. So I got to go ahead and open this up and get the water flowing where it's supposed to go again too. We'll see if we can get at that today. First thing though, let's go back to the cabin. I'm gonna get a fire going so we've got somewhere warm to warm up later on. And I always like to do that first, so let's hike back there and get to it. Wow, it is cold in here. Looks like it's about just under 32 in here, about 27 outside. Let's see how much battery power I've got right now. Well, looks like we are about 3/4 full on the battery. 12.9 volts. Not been a lot of sun, that's for sure. I'm going to go ahead and grab. I've got some fat wood in here, and if you haven't used this stuff, absolutely love it for starting a fire. I could take 2 pieces like this, I'll split it up, and with this yellow birch, 1 match, and I've got a great fire going. All right, I got throw these in first. Now this yellow birch, it does burn a little bit faster, but for when you're getting here and you want to get a fire going quickly, you want to heat things up quickly, it's actually a pretty decent wood. And I've got tons of this yellow birch here. It's considered invasive in some parts. They actually will try to get rid of it because it's a voracious seeder. It drops seeds all over the place, and anywhere there's sun, these saplings will start to pop up. But it actually makes a pretty good firewood. I'm impressed. It might not put out as many BTUs as a harder wood, but one thing that you can do with it is, or you should do with it, is you got to make sure if you do cut it for firewood, you don't let it lay around because it has a high moisture content. It'll dry out fast if it's out of the elements, but if you don't let it dry out and you just let it sit around, it will rot really quickly. And the great thing about it is if you take the bark, put that down, it's great with your kindling because it'll just start on fire really quickly. And like I mentioned, with this fat wood, only need a few pieces of it. You can just literally throw all these big logs in here. We'll have a raging fire here in a few seconds, and we'll get this cabin warmed up because it's going to be nice after doing a little work to come in here and thaw out. All right, the wood stove is cranking, so I'm going to go ahead and suit up. We'll start cutting up some of this wood out here. Come back, get a little lunch, and do some more. All right, so I've got a small road here right through the middle of the property that I use with my my off-road vehicle here, and got a few trees that came down. So I'm going to start by clearing these out right now, stacking them up. I'll pull them out of here in the spring, use them for firewood. You know, I had somebody comment a while back that I look kind of silly with all this gear on, but I had somebody tell me once that a pair of these chaps are a lot less expensive even than a copay to the ER. And all you got to do is slip one time, nick your leg, and it's not going to be pleasant. So I always put the protective gear on just to be safe. I'm not cutting down a tree. I don't have to worry about anything falling on top of me, but got the ear protection, the chaps. And when you're back here, you know, it's pretty hard to get medical attention, so you definitely want to take the precautions. But let's see, this thing is pretty frozen. Hopefully we can get it cut up. Definitely a tricky one because the log is laying across the low point in the road here, and it's been supported on both sides, so it wants to pinch the saw. I'm sure somebody will tell me in the comments I could have done this better, but I managed to cut through and roll it. Now I can cut through on the other side here to get It's a yellow birch, and it's actually got so much water content in it, it's frozen rock solid. I just sharpened the saw, but it's still having a hard time cutting through here, especially where it's a little bit more rotted, because I think it's really wet and it froze. Got this cleared up. This is why I wear these old clothes. You come back smelling like two-cycle and full of sawdust. But this is actually good wood. I mean, this is solid. I can feel it in the spring. I will bring this up and process it into firewood. There's no shortage of wood here. That is solid. Somehow it must have rotted at the base, because the rest of this wood is super solid. I am not even the least bit cold too. This is what I love about being off-grid in the outdoors. You know, it's a lot of people, they live in a house, in a condominium, they have to go to the gym. I'd rather be out here on a Saturday morning. I'm getting just as good of a workout in the fresh air, in the nature, and having a lot of fun at the same time, which is really nice. All right, all cleaned up, got that stacked up. We'll get it out of here in the tractor in the spring, take it to be processed into some firewood, and now the road is open, so that's good. I think I'm going to go back, get a little lunch, and then we'll start tackling the next project. Wow, just definitely a little cold outside, but man, it is warmed up nice in here. I'm going to go ahead and get some lunch cooking here, take a little break, and then get back out there and get at it. Just about up to 60 degrees in here, so it's just a couple of hours to raise the temperature from roughly 30 to 60. So that is good. Not too cold out. It's only about 29 right now. And again, this birch is doing really well. Wow, it's hot. Throw a couple more logs on the fire here. Get washed up. I find in the winter, the easiest thing to do is to just bring some water back here with me. Obviously, when it's freezing, A, this cabin has no plumbing, but B, you can't leave water back here. It'll be frozen solid. So I just bring a few gallons back. That's all you need. This summer, I think I'm going to try putting in a Sandpoint well. And we'll see how it goes. I mean, I've got water down in the creek, but it's a really far haul to get down there. And it would be nice to have water up here with a hand pump that I could use. So I don't know if I can get through this soil. Might give it a shot and see what happens. Hey, another thing that's worked out really well in here, these little under cabinet lights, they just run off of AA batteries. They are remote control. They've got different brightnesses. And pick them up on Amazon. I'll put a link in there, but these are great. Batteries last like 100 hours or something like that. So really nice if you want to have some under cabinet lights, and again, you're off grid without any kind of power. Use the camp oven here to heat up some leftovers. Hopefully I can do this without spilling it all over the floor. Oh yeah, not a problem. No microwave back here, so obviously you got to use the wood stove if you want to heat something up. I'll give that a little time and it should be cooking. Look at that. Temperature is up to almost 400, about 375, 380. And I can hear the food bubbling in there. So this little guy's worked great. Look at that. Looks perfect. I'm going to take it out right now before it gets overdone. This food is absolutely piping hot, and It only took about 15 minutes, but I mean, just awesome being able to warm up a nice hot meal with nothing but wood heat off grid right here. So here's another real easy off-grid hack. I've got water over there. I don't have any kind of water heating system in here. I could if I was here all the time, hook something up on the stove. Just put some water in a teapot and then pour it into the jug, and you've got warm water for washing dishes and your hands and whatever else you might need. And this boiling water is definitely warm enough to mix with this cold water and end up with some nice moderately temperatured water for whatever you need to do with it. These little jugs, by the way, you can probably get these at a few different places. They're 2.5 gallons. I got this one at Walmart, and it's just great for bringing back because you can get a few of them. They're not super heavy. They've got a spigot built right in, and if you've got a sink like this that's not plumbed in, it's super handy to be able to use this. Keep it in the open position if you want, and you've got water. All right, I'm not really looking forward to doing this, but it's got to be done. I got to clear a path through all of this bramble in here so I could start to dig out this stream so it's not splitting and flooding my field here. So I'm going to get the chainsaw, try and cut a path, and then shovel this out a little bit to lower the elevation so that the water hits the culvert straight on. Bit like that show Dirty Jobs. It's a filthy job, but luckily I'm getting the water flowing here. All right, I've got it really opened up in here. You couldn't even see through here before, and the water is really running nice right into the culvert down there. It is not branching out anymore and then making its way over into the field. So really the way to do this is with a mini excavator, but I'd have to cut down more trees to do it and get a mini excavator. So this has definitely cleared it up a bit, and it is starting to run a lot nicer. And you can see right there is where it used to be going on the left hand side, and now it is just going straight out. So hopefully over time that'll carve out the pathway a little bit more, and it won't be going up and over the hill anymore. Well, I think that's going to do it for me. That ditching project took a little bit longer than I thought it would. Glad it's done, but the sun is going down behind me, as you can see. So I'm pretty sore, pretty tired, and I'll have to get to trimming around the pond another day. Another exciting project I have is I just got a permit from the state for up to 12 grass carp. So this spring I'm going to go ahead and put some grass carp in there. Hopefully it's going to make the pond a lot healthier because it's had so many weeds. It's started to get mucked up, and the carp will definitely help with that. So thanks for coming along today on Hemlock Ridge. As long as you guys keep watching the videos, I'll keep making them. And I hope to see you back here next time on Hemlock Ridge. Get outside and enjoy yourself. Take care.